Hi everybody, it's Legia again. Legia in October on my YouTube, Art for Legia on my Instagram, or Legia Mancia if you happen to be friends with me on Facebook. In any case, I am here to try to do some recording. I don't know if I'm gonna edit it. Probably I will because it might be long, but I had said I would do a video on I'm gonna do my next zines and about creating the OctoBER Journal. So I went through some of the papers I have that all of these are from Jackie's Lovely's Crafting Lodge. She does a live stream, I think almost every Friday, if not every other Friday, for dyed papers and other neat stuff. And she also sells other little, pocket journals, bookmarks, and other things from other sellers. But in any case, I went through the stash that I guess I had been hoarding for no reason at all, other than I didn't know what to make them. But doing this project along with Mary from the Mary Atelier, I know I'm mispronouncing it, and sorry Mary, is giving me the opportunity to use them without feeling like, oh my god, I need to do the perfect journal. So these are the ones that I selected from the things that I've gotten from Jackie. So it's a month has between 30 and 31 days in the month, and so one of these zines made out of this paper size gives us 8 pages. So I'm going over here trying to pull up some of my supplies here that I'm going to be using. And well, here, I got a little box here. Because I took Mary's advice of just gather the things and don't search. So this is where I've been throwing things in as I find things that I want to do. This had kind of started to be my box for making ETCs, but it's morphed into something else now, right? In any case, I was going to try to find my prototype to show it along, but I can't find it anymore. It might be over here behind me. Yes, it is. I'm working on my kitchen table because my craft room and table is a mess, and it'll take me a lot longer to clear up. So you might see my cat weaving in and out, because that's how cats go. So anyways, my little prototype that I made for the month of September. I started my come on, Bubba. No, come on, no, no, papita. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, I started my September one, but now I need to put together the October one so that it is ready to go. So I did my September one, also continuing on as a practice. And before I do October, November, December, which are the official BER zines. And then those I'm going to create and probably bind them together all in one journal. Or maybe I'll keep them separate. I don't know. But this was my start of my first zine journal. And I used tab binding with some pieces of fabric that I also got through Jackie's Lovely's Crafting Lodge. I learned a lot from assembling this one. I think I made some mistakes. See, this one is kind of loose. The middle ones are not too bad. Maybe it was just that first one. In any case, then I found the perfect little box here too to store them. It's got some padding here because I don't know if you can see, they were I bought these at a, I don't know, farm from the Abbey Farms here in Aurora, Illinois. I'm in Chicago. I live in Chicago. Not the Chicagoland area. I live in Chicago. But anyways, when my niece was younger, we used to go to the Abbey Farm a lot. Well, just during the fall season to pick out pumpkins. And this was one of those things that I bought. So there's some businesses that handcraft things, especially for the monks of Marmion Abbey. I don't know if you can see that. But in any case, they were handcrafted little soaps. It still smells really good. Of course, I used them up a long time ago, but there was rosebuds, fields of lavender, honey oatmeal. I have another box of this from another year. Anyways, I'm probably going to take some of this out, but this is where I'm going to store my little journals. I think it was the perfect little box. So in any case, so that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together the zines for the month of October, and then I'll look at picking out other papers for the month of November, and then of course December. But I'm not going to record all of those. I'm just going to do this one, and then I'll just record when I'm actually working in the zine journal. I'm looking for my bone folder. And it is over here, and here's my pencil. I found these things. So I'm all over the kitchen. So my kitchen is now my craft room. But who cares? I live by myself, and the only other little being here is that little cat, and he doesn't care about the messes, actually. He probably basks in it, because that's how cats are, I guess. I don't know. I'm making things up. But these are the colors I picked out. I'm watching on the side YouTube horror movie. One of those shorts, so I may get distracted along the way, but I have my earbuds, that's why you can't hear. So I only need 4 pages, but these were the ones I picked out to interview for doing the zine. So I need 4 of these for the month of October, and I know that I definitely want this one for the orange one and the cool spotted diseased like Jackie likes to say. Definitely keeping this one, and I'm definitely keeping this one too. That I love this gray. And as you can see, it's a, what do you call it, a score sheet for baseball, I'm assuming. Yeah, umpires, scorekeepers. I'm not a baseball fan, and I don't know much. I know there's 9 innings, but I wouldn't even know how to keep score about it, right? But anyways, I thought this was a really cool one. I saw it when Jackie was selling, and I think she had these last year, and the gray was pretty cool. So I am going to keep this, but as you can see, this sheet is bigger than all of these other ones, so I'm going to have to do some trimming to cut it up to size. So I think I can do that, just trimming off the excess space where it has no print. So this one I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep this orange one. And now it's between these 3. I need to pick 2 more. I think because it is October, spooky month, I am going to keep this black one. I wish Jackie would make more of these. I don't know how difficult it is to get it dyed, this deep black. I know dyeing is a craft. Color dyeing, not dyeing where you croak. I wish she would make. Maybe I'll make a request that she make more of these. Maybe I can get her, convince her to make some for me, and I'll, you know, pay her for that. But this is cool. So this is gonna be kept. So I'm gonna have these 3, and so now I gotta choose between these 2. Which these 2 colors are beautiful. I like the red, but I also like this brown. And I use these sheets in another junk journal that I made for somebody else. It was a swap. The lady sent me hers, and she put so many wonderful things in there for me to create along and add to the pages, which I thought was a wonderful idea. But I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere around. But when I created hers, I used a lot of these colored pages. So I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards the brown one because it reminds me of that junk journal I made her, which was the theme was of a decaying house and the ghosts that reside in it, and the strangeness that resides in a house. So I think that's where I made up my mind. I'm gonna put this to the side. Maybe this will be for November. I think maybe November I'm gonna do a theme of a dark forest, and I have papers that I bought from Jackie too, just for that. But that my thought is doing a bigger junk journal, like an evil forest junk journal. But those colors I think I'm gonna use for my November zine journal. So it's going to be these 3 colors for the month of October, and then along there. Of course, I'm gonna put a cover to my zine. This one I used scrapbook paper, which is okay. I think it was good for trying this out. It's a little flimsy, but I like both sides, and I didn't want to cover either side to make it stronger. I mean, I guess in retrospect, I could have cut others and, you know, displaying the 2 sides, but didn't think of it. But for October's cover, I am going to use one of these. Maybe not a solid color, maybe so, because I got some stamps. No, I'm not going to spend too much time because I never have enough time. So I'm thinking of using one of these papers that I bought, this book of Day of the Dead origami. I think I bought it ages ago. I'm sorry, something is happening in the movie that, but I haven't been following, so I'm not quite too sure what's happening. But I bought this to make along with my niece, and we did make things, but you know, as things go, she grew up. So I have these beautiful paper left over, which I love these flowers, and I'm thinking of using now these for the makers of Mixed Media Swap, which the theme is bookmarks, flowers. I might use these and do some watercoloring or pencils. My niece used to get her coloring books, and she used to use watercolors to color her coloring book, and she'd give me things, and I still have those stored away, even though she's gonna be 23 next year. Anyways, I'm gonna use, oh, this one is a cool pattern too. I'm gonna use one of these papers. Oh, I like all the black and white. Man, I have to revisit this one and use this up. But I'm gonna use one of these colored papers for my October. Oh, this one is pretty too. I remember this one. I think I used this, cut this out to use it as a background in a picture frame where the picture was smaller. But the picture frame was cool, and I just needed a good background there. I don't know what's spooky happening. There's no way out. That's the sign. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Let me flip through this. So, oh, this one is cute. I mean, they're all cute. This one is cute too. Yeah, I used several of these. Oh yeah, look at this. I could use this as a bookmark too. Okay, I think I am gonna enter that swap. Look at all these papers. This one is cute too. And I think I used this in a tiny little picture frame I cut out a skull and used it as a portrait. And here's all the other stuff too. This one is cute too. They're all cute. Oh, this one is so pretty. This one is cool too. Oh, this one. I like this one. This might go. That might be one. I don't know. But I already have my September 1 brown. Too close, right? I want something a little bit different. Maybe like these marigolds, yellow. Okay, another one is popping up. Let me see. Let me change it because I've already watched that one. Robbie Ain't Right No More, a horror short film. It was decent. I recommend that one. But let me find another short horror film. Here we go. I like watching those short ones from students making their films. I like this one. But I think I'm looking for one that maybe has, I thought I saw one with butterflies. Because, you know, the monarch butterflies start migrating. They're probably already started the migration, that they end up in a forest in Michoacan, Mexico. And that's on my bucket list to see before I kick the bucket in this world. I want to go to the forest and see all those butterflies that migrated. No, but look, there is a instructions on how to make an origami butterfly. Maybe I'll make some. Yeah, well, there wasn't any. Well, that's not the objective right now, but I'm gonna choose something from here and then I'll probably stick it on some type of cardstock that will be a little thicker, like this one. This one is pretty thick, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough to do two sides. I'm gonna have to find something here in the stash of all this stuff that I keep. I have no business keeping all of this. I don't make enough art. I don't have enough time. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna be able to find something that's thick. Oh yeah, I found some really thick ones. These postcard thingies. This is a PM Artist Studio. Mother-daughter P&M, Patricia and Mariah. They do live streams 4 days out of the week, and they sell their own design stencils and foam stamps. Highly recommend. But this might be, no, this is not. I'm not gonna be able to get. I'm gonna have to use up 2 of them. But I like saving these to cover them for postcards to send out. But you know what? I might use this because I got enough of these, or I think I have enough of those that would be good to use. Yeah, who cares? We're gonna use 2 of these. This will be my backing of those. So I'll pick a pattern from here. One of these papers, cover mine. Maybe I'll use one of the colored ones here. Anyways, let's put these here and put them to the side. We're not gonna do this tonight. There's not enough time. I have to get up early tomorrow. It's back to work I go. All right, so what we're gonna do then, what I'm gonna do is probably first trim this one and then start making these into zines. So I gotta measure this one out, these out, because they gotta be the same size. So I got a little cutting mat here. It might be bigger than 10 inches, no? 10, 11 probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is 11. So I think this is an 11. A little under. Let's measure this here. It's a little under 11 inches. Yeah. 11 is here, and there's two little smidge from over here. So I don't know what that is. But otherwise, this side is like 8. All right, this is not gonna be. Anyways, 8.5, maybe a little less than 8.5. All right, we're gonna have to try our best. So 8.5, the shorter side, and a little less than 11. So I'm gonna have to trim here, right? All right, I got my trimmer right here. I think it needs a new blade, so it might get raggedy, but I don't care. I don't know where I got my extra blades. Here, let me pull this out here. Oh, there's some washi tape. I don't know where it came from. Somewhere. Okay. This is 11 over here. 11, less than 11 on the. It's right there. So it's gonna trim here. So how about I trim from here? No? This is a little over 11 inches, so maybe we do it here. Right? Let me do. Oops, it might not have been the straightest. Oh well. So this is gonna have to be here. Let me do, where's the 11 under 2 here. I don't know what's happening in this little short. Okay. Let me just bring it over a little bit here. Whoop. Oop. Okay. So I think I have this as best as I could. Oops. A little bit shorter, but that's all right. Who cares? Doesn't have to be exact. So then over here, what did I say this thing? This. What was the length that I said? Oh yeah. Just a little at 8.5. Okay. So what if I trim this much here? 8.5 right here would be 8. What if I do it from there, 8.5? Where does, oh no, I don't want to trim that. Okay, what if I do it here? I don't know, some movie about some sisters. Over here. Let me see. Oh, there we go. There we go. It won't be exact, but sounds lovely. That sounds good. I like how that paper sounds. All right, let me put this to the side. And now we are gonna fold this up. Okay. Well, we'll start folding. I'll show you how I do this, and hopefully it don't bore you. It's not a very straight, but we're gonna do our best. Right? That's all that we can do. So it is a lot of folding, is what Mary suggested, right, from both sides. It makes the folding easier, and it is a good tip. So I got a bone folder. It's not made out of bone, obviously, with some type of resin or plastic, but we're gonna fold it in half vertically, and then we're gonna do it horizontally, and we're gonna try to line up these. I'm sorry, I'm bringing this up to my eyes because my eyes are not young anymore. And what I'm trying to do, what I do here is just do it section by section, so I can then realign things, and it's closer to being straight, or the edges are more aligned. And then even when I get to here, I try to align them here. Right? There we go. Dirty because I was doing some gluing. I'll clean it up later. Alright, so now I'm gonna turn it and doing the other side. Alright, this movie is kind of boring. Let me find something else. There's nothing there. It might sound better. Maybe if I paid attention more. That's alright. Okay. I'll do some more. Okay, so we got 4 sections here, right? One, two, three, 4. Sorry, I like that sound. Okay, so now we're gonna make, if I fold this in half, I'm gonna make 4 more sections here, rectangles. And that was a good tip from Mary when she showed the way to fold, because you could try to fold it in to the center, but it's hard to find it if you have it open. So fold it in half, and then you line up this side to this edge to this edge. And again, you get closer. Oh, it doesn't matter, both sides have it, right? Okay. So I'm gonna do it section by section. I'm not gonna try to do it all because it gives me the opportunity to line things up better. And so the smaller sections you do, the more you can get these edges lined up. right? Use your fingers first, the pads of your fingers, right? And hold it. Oh, see, I saw that. I didn't line it up very well. So yeah, there we go. And then I'm gonna go over here. Try this section right here. Pull it out. Pull it down, push it down. Yeah, because I didn't cut this very straight. There's some things that are gonna be off. So that's how I do it. So now I'm gonna use my bone folder, crease them, and then I'm gonna turn it the other way and do that crease so that it is sharper. And when I start to assemble the zine, it's easier, right? That I guess it naturally folds better than not. Okay, so as you can see, I got my, this is gonna be the size of that zine. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the other side since this one is done. Doesn't matter which side you do, so I'm gonna choose this side. Doesn't this look really cool? It's gonna look so cool. All right, let's do it here. So you may see my big head as I'm lining things up here. See, I didn't cut it so straight, so some things are gonna be sticking out, but you know what? I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna try to line this corner to corner, those here. So as I did the other zine for September, I did it yesterday in the afternoon and the evening. Oops, see, I did, I got overzealous now. Which one is the real fold? Oops, no, it's the other one. Oh, no. There we go. I was listening to an audiobook on Spotify that was popped up as a recommendation, and it is a scary story. And it's called what is it called? Let me see before I butcher the name of it. It's called The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Cañas. It's set like in the 1700s, Mexico, Spain, where allegedly, you know, Spain discovered the New World, you know, but we all know how that went, really. Anyways, won't get into that. But it's about different families, right? Those that are affluent and those that are, I guess we're supposed to be affluent, but families that lost things along the way. And so it's about this girl that she was adopted by this rich family. It doesn't really say, or maybe I wasn't paying close attention on why she was adopted or why the family didn't have other kids. Probably it was one of those that they tried to have kids, but they couldn't. And she knows that she was adopted because obviously she's not blonde haired and pale and blue eye. She's, you know, brown skin, black hair, and brown eyes that look almost black. And the way that she describes her eyes are like that of, you know how animals or dogs or bears have, their eyes are almost black. They're irises and pupils, and you don't see the white. So that's how she was almost describing her eyes. So anyway, so yeah, so it's a time where there was like some type of plague or sickness that befell the town that she was living in, and so they scurried to find refuge in some isolated house out in the mountains, because the family owns mines. And so she talks about going in there and seeing the visiting the mines, because she's about to marry this guy that she kind of, I guess, blackmails, but not really. I think the guy, they don't allude to yet, but he's not interested in women, but they don't say that he is interested in men. But in any case, so she makes a deal, and she said, you know what? I will marry you. And you don't have to worry about having your family force you into a marriage with another woman. We've been friends. And I think they met at a party as teenagers or something. Like, hey, papita, no. Don't. What are you looking for, Baba? What are you sniffing at? Your toys are not here. So you might see my cat. Maybe, not really. So anyway, so she makes, I guess, a deal with him to say, you know, you leave me alone, you marry me. I don't have to be married to some old perverted man. And then you don't have to be bothered trying to, by your family, to force to find a wife. We'll leave each other alone. And so he agrees. Here, this is and it helps to see what I'm doing here is I'm doing the line of that fold, because it's a little hard to see. And I'm not gonna do scissors. Well, maybe I should try this one with scissors. I cut it with my craft knife because I could cut it straighter. But then again, I was using the kitchen shears to do my first one, and I butchered it. But I have better little scissors. But you know what? I'm not gonna be able to cut straight. So we're gonna do the craft knife, and I don't know if you can see. Let's see if we take you down. See a little bit closer what I'm doing, right? Can you see the line I made with the pencil? Probably not. Well, I can see it somewhat, right? And that's why I put the little dot, because that tells me that's where the corner of that panel here, right, is. So I'm going to use my ruler, my steel ruler. I used a plastic one, and I shaved off a part of that little plastic ruler. So something's got cut crooked. So I just changed a new blade earlier or yesterday. So I'm going to go from here, maybe just a little bit out to the end. And I'm going to use my ruler here to line it up here, right? And I think it's right there. Whoops. Now with the steel rulers, it can kind of slide more. Just be careful with your fingers. There we go. It helps to have a sharp knife. I think I got it pretty close. So that's all that you do. You don't cut it all the way through. So you have this right here. You went through two of these panels or columns right here, right? And that's where then you're gonna get multiple pages. So now you turn it to the side, and then you pinch it, right? And so here you got these little floppy. Now the trick, I think, to get the best fold to make a good zine, because it's gonna build up bulk, so that creases won't be deep enough to hold all the bulk folding that you're going to have created. So the best ones are from here on these edges right here. So you know you got four on each side. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And so what Mary does is she actually numbers hers, but I'm trying not to do the numbering, so I'm just keeping really track of which of the 3 here and 4 are. And these is going to be easy to maintain because this is 4, and so 4 is going to be my cover, the front of it, and 3 is going to be the final page. So keep that in mind if you have dyed things, right? That maybe you see, oh, this area looks really cool, right? To have this up front or back. Just keep that in mind, right? 3 and 4 are the best, but you know what? You don't have to do it that way. This might be a good area too, right? Because it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could also use this 4 as your front cover, and this will be your last, but this will be upside down in this case. You could also try it this side, right? But I think it's still going to come out that way. I mean, you could always select, right? But anyways, I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I'm going to say this is going to be my front. This will be my very last cover. So 3 and 4. So this will be your front one, right? And you're going to see how it comes out. So you fold it like this, and then you're going to grab these 2 and turn them to the side. Now remember, this is your 3 and your 4. So, but again, you can select any page that you want to be your front and your back. You see as you're folding it, they're not quite there. So I am selecting, because I know that these are better to manage the bulk that creates from these. I'm going to do this way, right? So this is going to be my page 1. Here's my page 2, 3, 4. And these are upside down, but I don't care. And then this is 5, 6, 7. Now these are right side up. And then this is my last one, 8. This one actually looks really cool. So anyways, so if you fold it, you can leave it as it is, right? It's a perfectly good zine. But as you can see, you got some things that are sticking out, right? And that's why you got to fiddle around with it. So, or you don't have to, right? If you like it the way you don't want to be bothered, because it is. So that's what I'm going to do, right? Is I'm going to take these, and wherever I see the little, it kind of bubbles up, is I'm going to push it out, and I'm going to reinforce that crease on those, right? But then you got to try to align everything together from corner to corner, and keep, you can use your bone folder too at this point, right? To align them better. So this is what you're also going to have to do here, right? That's what you gotta do, the 2 sides. Anyways, it takes some practice. That's why it was good that I did that first prototype, this one, because I did 4 of these and I learned a lot about this. And then I learned more when I did my September. This was my test run. So my prototype, to get an idea, what am I going to do, what works, what doesn't. And then my test run, which I learned a lot from, some mistakes I made. So hopefully this one won't be too bad. So that's where I'm going to work here. It's a stupid commercial. YouTube has such stupid commercials. I don't know who falls for these stupid commercials. Oh my God. Like, Seriously. All right, that looks gross. Let me see. Maybe this one, Into the Night. Short horror story. Okay, so I'm almost there. Then this is the one that usually, see how it buckles? How it, I'm gonna have to do some alignment, right? To get it to lie flatter. So I'm gonna first push it out, right? Not too much, so that, but just enough so that you can get a better handle of it. And do it corner to corner, and then do your best to align those edges, right? And then as you can see, it's a little bulge out, so, you know, carefully, you know, but with some pressure, start folding it down. And use your bone folder. Or you can use a pencil too, that also is good, right, to reinforce that. Just be careful that if it is a colored pencil, that paint may come off and smear on your paper. You could also use your ruler, right? Just again, be careful. It's a little more awkward. I don't know what my cat is doing. He's playing with the paper. Papita. Psst, psst. All right, so in any case, it's a better lined up. It's not perfect, right? But it's better lined up than if I had left it without trying to do something. Just be careful, right, with your papers, because your papers are not indestructible. So use your judgment, right? So here's my first one. Yay! They are upside down, but eventually they come back right side up. 1, 2, 3, third, 3 last pages, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4 pages here are upside down, but then your cover is right side up. I like this, the numbers, and I really like this. And I really like this. It reminds me of, because I used to be a teacher, the planners, teacher planners, where you take the students' attendance, right? You write the names, and then, you know, across, you'd have the columns for the days, every day of the week, and then you'd mark it, whatever it is, to mark absent, late, or whatever, half day, whatever. And then also too, you turned it into every page, you know, it didn't have to be that, but then you do grade roster, right? The names, math, and then you write test on such and such date, test on such a quiz assignment, and then you'd record that. That's what this reminds me of. I used to be a teacher. But anyways, here's the one. All right. I may do less talking on these because you already saw, but if anything comes up, I'll explain. So I'm going to do the start here on the same. This is a little thicker, so these will be interesting to see how they turn out. But you know what? That's what we're here to do, experiments, right? Okay. These might be thicker or less forgiving with the creases, so I'm not going to press too hard in the beginning, just to make sure. Like, see, I need to make adjustment. Let me see. Let me line this up. Maybe I do need to press, so. If I press it down a bit like this, I can line up these edges better. See See, you learn. You learn by using different things. Don't do the same and you get to learn more. Oh, I'm off camera, sorry. So this is what I'm trying to do. But these aren't lined up better. I'm able to line this up better. There we go. Now we're gonna flip it over so that we can make that a little sharper. Hopefully this doesn't come undone because it is thicker. See, I gotta realign them here. Trying to pay attention at the time. Feels later. It's almost 9, so maybe I'll keep doing this for another hour. And then I'm gonna go to sleep because tomorrow's gonna be a long day. Every day is long at work. I'm so exhausted. Hoping this year's over, but I don't know. It's not going to make the work go away. So this is a little hard to line up because the papers are a little warped from dyeing, right? Because they got wet and then they dried up. So maybe the next time I'm going to iron them. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so I got that. Hopefully this, I won't do too much, but you know what, that's okay. We're just gonna decorate them once and then they're probably gonna be stored away forever. Maybe take them out every so often to take a look at them. Yeah, let's see. It's a little bit harder to. Maybe we need to pull out a little bit so you guys can see. I'm trying to line up the edges. Yeah, this thicker paper is a little trickier. Oh. Ugh. My cat took a dump and I smell it. But it is that time of the night, the day, the night. This is as usual. Isn't that funny that you learn your cat's bowel movements? Well, after living with me for 16 years, I guess I should know his bowel movements. I knew my cats when they usually went to relieve themselves. And the funny thing is that sometimes you lived it long enough because I had 3 cats and they all lived with me for over a decade. Some went before the others. This one is the last one and he's 16 years old. But you kind of learn, distinguish who is who went by the smell. Isn't that something, huh? All right, so there I go. This sticker paper is a little harder to line up. Uh-oh. Well, the scary movie is about some guy that hit some lady on her bike late at night. He couldn't see. He called police, tried to report it, and the police told him, you know, it was dark. Nobody else saw. Why report it? Nobody saw anything. So now the police officer showed up to his door to report to him that his wife was hit. She was out on her bike and a driver hit her and drove away. Let me see. This is, so he hit his wife. But the police officer's kind of creepy, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe a Twilight Zone type of thing. I used to love watching Twilight Zone. The old ones are scary ones. There were some freaky ones. Okay. So see, I think you can see, right? So now I'm gonna fold it the other side to make that crease sharper and easier to fold. Uh-oh. Now his wife is in the kitchen chopping up the ghost. And she's got a bloody head and bloody nose, and her head is creaking. Uh-oh. Is he gonna live with the ghost of his wife? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the ghost doesn't know that she got hit and she's dead. So he's asking her, how was her bike ride? And she said it was fine. Yeah, the sticker paper is a little trickier. Okay, so now I'm going to need to cut through here, right? So I'm just gonna fold it here just so that I could get that straight line here. Uh-oh. I guess he stayed with the ghost of his wife. There we go. And I'm gonna make a dot right here. Right? It's a little off kilter, but that's all right. just a little bit ahead of that dot. Then I'm going to try to line it up as best as I can. I think this is where I need a different type of... all right, I had to press a little bit harder because it is thicker paper. And it cut through really good, but I don't know if I got it exactly, but it is thicker paper. Okay, anyways, actually this is gonna turn out really cool because I can already see this is gonna be page 4, which will be the front, and 3 will be my back. This right here, the speckled thing, this kind of looks like the ground, and then maybe this is like some type of grass, bushes, maybe trees in the long distance, and this seems like little, I don't know, like little spirits coming out from somewhere in the ground. Maybe this is where a little grave is right there. And anyways, it looks like a misty moonlit sky. This is a night sky, and then over here is the same, and here's the moon. And then again, this could be the foliage on something. So I think I'm gonna use these as my first and my last page. Okay, there's another movie here. These are also cool. Look at these. This right here is pretty cool too. I like this paper. Okay, let's do this here. Flippies here. And then like this. And then remember, this is gonna be my 3, my front and my back. So oh, this actually thicker papers lined up a lot better. Maybe this right here needs a little bit more alignment. But not too bad on this go round, but you know, with more practice you get things better. So now I just gotta make sure that this paper is lined up better. Yeah, this is the one that's gonna be a little tricky, but you know what, that's okay. Yeah, I can feel the pull. That's all right. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not going to ruin it. Let me see. Yeah, let me just do this here. That's where sometimes you just need to play around with it, get it back to lined up. Just be careful, like I said. This is thicker paper, so it's a little bit harder to manipulate. Maybe that's what I'll do, line them up to that last page. Okay, I'm not gonna mess around because I can kind of see the edge getting a little frayed. So that's about it. Look at that, so cute. Uh-oh. Miner's Mountain, that looks scary. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yum. I don't know which one. Maybe this one should be my front. Look at that. Okay, next one. The black is just as thick as the brown one. This one is slightly thinner. Let's try this black one. Let's see, what interesting things does this have? Papita, what are you doing? This corner's pretty cool. I have white ink pad. I wonder how that would come out against this. Anyways, let's fold it. Focus, Rebecca. Focus, focus. Maybe instead of holding the thicker one, I need to hold it down against the table or against the flat surface. You know, as I'm folding this here, you guys ever have, like, I mean, I'm sure it happens to everybody, but have dreams, and when you wake up and you think of them throughout the day, you know, you can remember, but then as the day passes, you forget them. And then little snippets of it come back to you throughout the day. Certain things remind you of something in that dream. And sometimes it feels like it was important. And that's what I'm kind of feeling right now. As I'm folding this and looking at this black paper, something about being around people. But I don't remember what the heck it was about. Sometimes I think that my dream world is another life that I'm living, right? And maybe this is my dream world. I don't know. I think I've seen this movie already. I ate dinner early today, about 4 p.m. Now I'm hungry again. Yeah, This one is a little harder to line up. I'll consider that in the future. Look at that, some of that ink is rubbing off, but I think it's probably part of the fibers of the paper. So all right, that's that. Head was removed. What? Severely beat. Nope. Let's see, this is a little. Okay, I think that's the best I'm going to be able to do. Oh, no. Can't find it. It might be because this is not, maybe this is a piece of paper that was cut up. I don't know. I'm never going to get it lined up. All right, it ain't that's all right. We can always trim it if it really bothers me. Let's trim this. Oh. No, I don't remember the Barnes case. I don't know. I'm watching this movie. I don't know. Yeah, maybe next time for a zine, I'm not going to use this thick of a paper. But it's so cool. You know what? Who cares? It doesn't have to be perfect. Uh-oh. that's right. Right there. Okay. I hope you guys can see that on the black. Black on black. Because it's black graphite and black paper. Oh, what's happening there? Is that his wife? Is his wife still? What's going on? Oh shit. There's something scary. Okay, I don't want to watch it because I'm going to be going to bed. No, not the doggy. Oh shoot, they're gonna get his wife. Uh-oh. Mm. Mm. What happened there? That's creepy. All right, I think on this one it doesn't matter because it's all... Okay, I think on this one I just want it to be lined up. Mm. What is this? What is this? Hold on. Hmm. It's all right. It doesn't have to be. As long as it's not grossly misaligned. Just a little worried because this is thicker paper. Okay, that's all right. Don't matter. It's a little misaligned right there, but you know what? I don't care. Do I? No, why not? I don't care. I don't care. Okay, this short seemed to be like a trailer, but it's a short horror film, so I don't know what that was. Oh my god, this is looking awesome. All right, look at that. This is how I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna tell you in a minute why I'm choosing that order. Okay, this one, paper. Look at that, so diseased. I should probably close my windows. Man, an hour and 20 minutes I've been at this. Well, because I yapped too much. Okay, this is gonna be the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is pretty cool. This side is better. Okay, I have to be here, the front and the back. Front, back. Or here, it'll have to be front, and then this will have to be the back. I think I'm going to use this. So remember, right here. Okay, we're gonna Actually, let's do it this way. This is easier to do this way. I know I hit my phone with my head, so it wobbled. So I'm sorry. I am hungry. I ate too early. Now it's late and I'm hungry. If I was in bed, I wouldn't feel hungry. I'd be sleeping. Maybe in my dream, I would be hungry. Murphy ironing board. What if I do it this way? This way might be easier, no? Okay. So who's got some spooky stories to share? You know, I like scary movies, you know. But I think true hauntings or things of the paranormal are not so showy like movies or stories, because they're supposed to hold your interest, right? So I think hauntings and the such happen in a much more subtle way. And I say that because growing up, I do believe I grew up in a haunted house. But it wasn't like, Amityville Horror or any of that like that. Things were much more subtle. I'm sure a lot of things can probably be explained away. That's not a movie, that's a short story. Let me see. Something Walks in the Woods. Oh, that's a long movie. I'm not gonna be up. Portrait of Fear. All right, let's see. What is the Portrait of Fear? Maybe it's like the Portrait of Dorian Gray. My cat's name is Dorian Gray, but he's not one to fear. So I think that anybody who tells a story of a paranormal, of some extraordinary, horrifying things, I don't know, maybe they are right, but I think maybe for the most part they're not that way. Things happen subtly. And again, maybe a lot of things can be explained away. But things I've experienced were never really terrifying. I mean, they were scary and creepy at times. I never felt in danger. Just very creeped out. My parents' house is haunted. And still is. My dad's passed away, so it's just mom that lives there by herself. She claims that she doesn't hear or see anything anymore. But yeah, maybe sometimes it's the energy of people. There were a lot of people there that could probably feed into the whatever's still residing there. Can't get this one really very straight. Maybe if I do it this way. Okay, I think that crease is set, so we gotta reset it. ¿Qué pasó, papito? It's my cat coming around for some attention. No, he's playing with pieces of paper that are left over from my cutting up all this weekend, which is good. He should be playing. He's 16, but you know, I don't want him to be bored. So sometimes I pick him up and bring him to the window so he could sit there and watch outside. Otherwise, he's just, you know, in the bedroom sleeping away, or which by all means he should be enjoying his snoozes. Or just sitting with me on the table, kitchen table, and just staring at the wall. We're staring at something on the floor, which I don't understand what it is, but he sees something, which is fine. Maybe this place is haunted. I know my home is haunted too. I have seen things and listened to things that were just not right. Okay, so we said we are going to use, this will be 3 and 4 front and back, or 3 and 4 front and back. And I think I'm gonna choose this, of course. This one right here. Okay. They're not very well aligned. I'm gonna have some trouble with this one. See, it didn't happen like that. Papita, can you see my cat? Papita. Yeah, Papa. I know, Papa. What am I doing? I'm folding up. Papa. 3, 4. So right here, I'm gonna do this right here. A ver, Papita, let me grab my ruler and my pencil. So here is where it's going to end. Papa, people can't see if your head is right there. Papita. Papa. Papa. Okay, right there. Okay, Papita. Let's move a little bit back because I don't want you to cut yourself here. Papa, no. Papa, stop. No, you're going to cut yourself. Or you're going to make me... Papa, no. Okay, Papita, let's go. No. Over there. Sharpness, sharp things here. You can get hurt. Don't cut yourself, Rebecca. That is my real name, Rebecca, not Ligia. Ligia was my cat's name, which is what I have here written in this ring. Let me see if you can see it. Oh no, you can't see it. Nothing. Anyway. Okay. So this is going to be the last zine, and then I think then that's it. I'm going to call it a night. And then I'll leave this hour and 30-minute video to upload. Okay, like this. And remember, 3 and 4. So this is going to be the back seat. This is creased like this. So, okay. This one is thick too, so... Is it as thick as the other one? I don't know. Oh, the sister conjured up the other sister. Oh, this is scary. Oh boy, jump scares. Ooh. I guess that's why it's called Portrait of Beer. It's not as thick as the black and brown papers, but still it's a little yeah, won't be able to get it super straight. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think this, you can't help it, but the back page is probably shorter if you want these to line up. With the stick paper, I think with thinner paper you can definitely get it too. Why There we go. Nice, nice. Look at that. So disease. This could be like little mushrooms, little poisonous mushrooms. I don't know. Okay, so here's what it's going to be, right? I'm gonna do them this way for the month of October. Oh look, they do actually line up perfectly. So orange first, because it's kind of like the sunset on a fall day, chilly day. And then this is right when it's almost a little bit of light, just like dusk, past dusk, but not night yet. And then this is like when it's middle of the night, the darkest in the night. And then this is the daytime, the dawn, you know, when the sun is coming out, everything is cast on a, like with a shadowy blue light. I don't know if you guys saw this, right? So this is going to be my order. The orange first, then the brown, then the black, and then finally the gray. But I did like this one. I don't know, maybe I might do it here like this. Doesn't matter. Maybe that's what I'm going to do, like this. Because this one is cool. All right, these are my October papers. I don't know if I'll do a video, maybe I will, of the putting together the covers, but not tonight. That's it, guys. I'm done though, because it's probably 9:30 and I gotta go into work tomorrow. So bye. Thanks for tuning in, whoever tunes in.